Distinguished colleagues, gentlemen, friends, it's my pleasure to have all of you and see all of you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for this opportunity to have this interview. We represent Sky News Arabia. Before I ask my question, I want to say that your team has done a good job with respect to the arrangements for the meeting, and we're so glad that we can talk to you in earnest and openly and sincerely, although we don't know the Russian language and we have not censored the questions, so it's absolutely sincere. Mr. President, you said on many occasions that the global world order should be reconfigured. It may not be easy, and we know that China and the United States have a role to play in that. What is Russia's take on this process? Doesn't Russia feel to be a junior partner to a certain extent in this interaction between the United States and China? Well, Russia and China have established a unique relationship, very confidential, and the trade and economic ties volume has been growing rapidly. According to our statistics, 226 or 228 billion. The Chinese say it's $240 billion of mutual trade, which is self-explanatory and self-evident, and I want to reiterate that the interaction of Russia and China at the international arena is one of the key factors of global strategic stability. This is also evident, and many nations share this view. Our relationships with the People's Republic of China is built on the basis of taking each other's interests into consideration. We listened to one another like 5 to 6 to 7 years ago.
The Chinese leadership, the Chinese political government, and I had on multiple occasions a conversation with President Xi, the subject on balancing trade and taking a thought what should be done in order for Russian industrial exports to be boosted for the Chinese market and for agriculture too. The Chinese side had relevant questions too on energy, on some other areas, on outer space cooperation. And we rectify every aspect. We hear each other. We give each other an ear. If you consider the trade balance structure, you will receive an answer. We are not just talking, we are doing. There are no seniors or juniors. We just work to promote each other's benefit, and we are successful, firstly. Now, on relations between the United States and China, we are not interfering. Likely, we do not interfere in relations, and we have colleagues here, they will realize immediately we do not interfere in relations between Egypt and Ethiopia. You must be aware of this. We are not meddling. Whenever there are difficulties, and if there is a thing where we can assist in addressing challenges or issues, we are ready to provide a helping hand. And if participants are interested in our participation as well. The world's biggest economy in terms of purchasing power parity, not based on individual income, is China. Statistics tell us, with the United States ranking second, per capita, the United States ranks biggest, but consider the population of China, over 1 billion people compared to the population of the United States. The economy volume is bigger. India ranks fourth. Russia is a little ahead of Japan. The share of China, China is our number one trade partner, but Russia's share grows. And now Russia's share, Russia ranks fourth in terms of the trade turnover with China, and it matters for everyone. We are very attentive in taking individual steps. Our Chinese counterparts buy Russian energy, which is the most reliable source. We have a common border. It is not subject to any fluctuations of global politics. And by the way, as far as the relationship between the United States and China is concerned, we do not need to cross borders. We do not need to use seas. We have a common border. As for energy from Russia, it is in fact limitless. If we can see the relationship of the United States and China, I think the United States needs to give it a thought. They have spoiled the relationship with Russia by imposing continuously sanctions, and it has a negative impact eventually on them. So the entire world is thinking whether dollar is worth using, considering that the United States, for political reasons, restricts the use of their currency as a universal international unit of payment. Now everyone is doubting this, and the volume of dollar is reducing, both in settlements and in reserves too. Consider traditional allies of the United States. Even they reduce their dollar reserves. Now China. One sanction follows another. It is not related to politics. It is because of the Chinese economy booming, and also because of an attempt to decelerate this growth by imposing various politically driven sanctions. Another point I would like to add here. The United States is late some 15 years. They will not be able to stop the Chinese development. It is an impossible task. It's like saying to the sun, do not rise. It will rise. There are objective economic processes. They are connected to 1 billion of factors. And this attempt to contain the development of China has a negative impact on the U.S. economy. The competitivity of their commodities is lowering, and if they continue down this path, they will lose every competitiveness. That's how cooperation unfolded over the recent decades between the economy of the United States and China. It is interconnected, and everyone realizes it. But the actions that we see today taken by the United States of America, I think they are counterproductive in nature. But it is also related to security policy. By committing continuous provocations. Why are they doing this? I am often asking myself, whenever I see provocative actions in one region of the world or another region of the world, why are they doing this? Effectively, NATO and the Europeans are being dragged into Asia through NATO. And nobody's asking the Europeans whether they want to spoil their relationship with China, whether they want to use NATO entities to enter Asia and to create a situation that would cause concerns for the region, for China specifically. Still, they have been dragged, literally, like puppies, by a big angry person. They galvanized their allies there, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, into creating additional points of tension. They transfer rather dangerous weapons threatening Russia and China specifically. We follow these developments closely. We do not interfere. As we do not interfere in the relationship between Egypt and Ethiopia, for one, but the baseline of our assumption is that China is our strategic partner and ally.